from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Tired and I'm worried and I'm feeling the pain. My faith's been tested time and time again. Oh, but my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never done. But still, I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Amen. I send in prayers for those who suffering in silence. Amen. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. Amen. I pray for the young and I pray for the old. Cover their minds, Lord, don't let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, our transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. To all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling on the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending. Oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shake we faith. Hearts gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to you, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people could thrive and provide for the family. Amen. I really fed up on the division. Amen. We all have history here, don't matter your religion. Amen. I'm praying for all and false prophets that mislead your flock. Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I'm praying your strength and we in solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave me. So all you who doubting and losing faith, time to congregate and no time to separate. I'm calling all the prayer warriors in the country. Come for Trinidad, need we, cause I say Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen.
Wake up, rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Hey everybody, good morning to you. Yeah, how are you people doing? I'm trusting all is well with you wherever you may be.
Amen.
Whether you are here in Trinidad and Tobago, streaming up and down the Caribbean, or coming in from different spaces and time zones, time slots around the world. Welcome to it, everybody. Welcome. It's a Monday morning, yeah. What a glorious, beautiful Monday morning it is. Let me say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day and all that we do, dear God. We ask that it be a blessing on to you. Welcome to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. Yes, we take you above and beyond. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I, as always, to be in the space with you. As we welcome you, everybody, to the breakfast show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink.
Good morning. Good morning. Open your eyes, feel the light. Everything's gonna be alright. Good morning. We're wishing you a colorful day. Let the sunshine guide you on your way. Smile a little, let your worries fade. Good morning. May your heart feel light and free. So much joy in everything you see. Good morning, yeah, a beautiful day. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's such a beautiful day. And we give God thanks and praises for this beautiful day. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome to the breakfast show for another beautiful week. We're here Monday to Friday between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And we are happy to be here also with you. So let me say good morning to my co-host, Richard, who will join us in between this space in a little bit. And of course, Wendell, who's here always very early. Nice to see him as always. Wendell, morning.
Morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's Monday morning. It's Monday, August 3rd. And we are here. We're happy to be in the land of the living. Yeah, we're just happy to be here. Nothing. You had to forgive me this morning, Sir Charles and listeners. I'm not in the best space. Trinidad and Tobago is wearing me down. All these deaths, all these these things are happening. It's frustrating. I don't mean to frustrate you on a morning. I mean, we have to come and do the show and give you all the information, and we do, and we will. You know what I mean? But today is not a good. It's not been a good time for the breakfast show in particular because we lost someone who is near and dear to us over the weekend. She was ailing. We all knew about that because it was reported here on the show. You know what I mean? And she passed over the weekend. She passed on Friday, actually. Friday or Saturday? Friday. I kind of lose my.
It was about Friday.
Yeah,
Friday we got the news.
Yeah, I lose my bearing for a little bit there because it kind of almost felt like a long weekend, but it wasn't. But we did celebrate a holiday on Saturday, you know what I mean? And our politicians, in particular, our Prime Minister, has taken us down a road this weekend that, my God, I don't know how we're recovering from this. Apparently, people don't know the history of wars, you know, and how wars started, especially in Africa, amongst Africans. Because Africans mostly fought amongst themselves, you know what I mean? With the civil wars in Angola and Nigeria and so on, you know what I mean? We have been known to fight amongst ourselves, but that don't say we can't fight other people. And when you're provoking Africans, it's not a good thing, you know what I mean? And most of the African wars have been provoked by colonialism and so on, right? And about ethnic diversities and so on. So when I read and I see what happened over the weekend and I read about, I want to tell the Prime Minister, and for those who listen, in case you don't know, our population, our voting population is just over 1 million people, right? 1.1 or so, thereabouts. In the last election, 350,000 voted for the UNC, about 250,000 voted for the PNA, right? That is roughly 600,000 people. There were over 500,000 people who did not vote. Richard always tell you all this. There are over 500,000 of our citizens who did not vote. And they are angry also today. So to classify anybody who opposes anything you say or do as PNM, it is so patently unfair to these 500,000 odd people who would have lost their jobs, lost all manner of things, and classify them as PNM. It is despicable continuing to do that. I don't know how these people are not speaking up. Because they may not have voted for anybody. And they are angry today. They are upset with how things going. And to just classify all of them as PNM. This country is, I told you all that, and you all don't like to hear me to say it. I told you all the TTP is hopeless. And I told you all the Trinidad and Tobago is becoming hopeless. We have to fix this place. I don't know how we're doing it. We try from this medium every morning. But I don't know how this place is being fixed right now. This place can't be fixed with the current crop of politicians we have. It cannot be fixed. Sorry to say it so, you know? But let me get back to how I started. Carol Guevara, one of our ardent listeners, contributors, fans, one of the Powder Puff girls, somebody who I knew for a long time because Carol worked at the Airport Authority. So she was always a listener to us on the show. Even the previous iteration, the breakfast show, the Power Breakfast show. She was ailing and she passed away on Friday. That's the sad news that we have for you all this morning. You know, I remember when I used to talk about my sister making pastels, and my sister died since 6 years ago. Carol would message me and say, I want pastels. And she arranged with my sister and she went and she bought pastels for my sister. Carol would message me regularly. I'm telling you this, regularly. She and I were also fans of Jeopardy on TV. So she would message me sometimes, you saw this episode, you see this, and you know, and we would be back and forth and so on. And then of course, she would be contributing to this breakfast show in a large measure, either on this chat. She was always sometimes the last one to say, great show today, guys. See you all tomorrow. The last message sometimes would come through from Carol. You know what I mean? And she would call and say, Carol here, or Carol again. So much so that So much so that she was rechristened that by Steve Kahn. Steve Kahn used to call her that. Carol here or Carol again. And we started calling her that too on this show. You know what I mean? And she will be missed. She will be missed. Her contributions, especially she was always correcting things, yeah? And if she sent a message and she find nobody read it, she would call into the show. You know what I mean? And make a correction or make an observation. That's her there on the Powder Puff Girls, Mrs. R, Miss Dabadi, Zena, and Charmaine, CJ from New York. The only one missing from that picture, of course, is Rena Buru Jennings. But those are the Powder Puff Girls there, people. They were down at Rumbox one time. The Powder Puff ladies. Look them there. All of them there. Carol in the middle there. Mrs. R, Miss Dabadi, Zena, and Charmaine, in case you never saw them before. All right? But it broke people's heart over the weekend, especially Charmaine. I mean, she couldn't even work again. Zena, they all messaged me, you know what I mean? So, Carol, we're going to miss you, my dear. And you were a strong advocate for family. If you go to Carol's Facebook page, she was always posting happy birthday or happy anniversary or something to somebody. Most of her posts dealt with greeting other people. You know what I mean? We're gonna miss you, Carol. We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a friend. And trouble seem like they never end. Just remember to keep the faith, and love will be there to light the way.
Yeah. Carol will surely be missed. Carol here.
Mm-hmm. And if she call back, Carol again. Yeah. She will be missed. You know what I mean? Ladies, all take it easy. Take it easy. This country is stressing people out. This world on the whole is stressful now, but Trinidad and Tobago, we have contributed in large measure to the stressful lives that people are living. People are living stressful lives. Trust me. And I don't know how we're going to fix it, but we have to try. I don't know who is going to fix it, but that person has to step up. That's the most I'll say on that. Well, we have so many other things to say. And we do have an interview for you this morning with Councillor Clint Batiste, who is also a listener or follower of our show on the Kwame Ture, the renaming of Oxford Street to Kwame Ture Street. So we'll get a sense of that from the Port. I think it's an excellent move by the Port of Spain Corporation. It was long overdue. It was always in the making. It's been in the making for a while. You know what I mean? It finally happened on African Emancipation Day. You know, so we will chat with Clint about that. And of course, we'll get into all the other issues that we are dealing with in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Richard.
Hi, good morning, guys. And good morning to our listeners and viewers in whatever time zone. I saw when you was doing the tribute to Carol. So, yeah, that was... I
actually thought you put it together. So, Charles, you did that so quickly.
Yeah, I just kind of did it on the fly.
Yeah. Well done.
I was planning to do something, but I didn't get around to do it. So I'm glad Sir Charles did it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm glad Sir Charles did it.
Thanks,
because she was such a loyal listener and avid fan of the show. And every time, she was always one dancing. Anytime you were reading the stream, she was one dancing and singing whatever songs the Charles played.
Yes. Whatever song.
Yeah, whatever you have played as soon as the show started. So, you know, yeah. Life can be hard sometimes, you know, and people, you know.
Yeah. Carol would have told me some some secrets though that I can't. Well, it's secrets, right?
It's secrets.
But one person who's listening in particular, I know your secret. Carol told me. I know your secret.
Okay. I wonder who
That
is.
person is listening. I know. I don't think that person is in the country right now, but I know your secret.
But that have to be Lincoln because.
No, why you calling out people's names so?
Because you don't find that's what he said, Sir Charles.
He's a leading theater, you know.
Shaman out the country. Trinidad Margot out the country. Anthony Tinto out the country. Plenty people out the country.
The way you get so hyped up, you can make it more certain is Lincoln.
Richard, you pull him out there. You pull him out there, Richard.
You wicked, no boy. Why I just open my mouth at you, boy? Eh?
You know, all you know is not to tell when there's nothing now. You understand? Yeah.
He didn't release the secret.
I didn't release the secret.
Or the name.
Or the name. I didn't say a word. You know? But she'll be missed. She'll be missed. She really was a heavy contributor to our shows over the years. If Richard remember. Over the year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's do good news and get into today's show now because we have so much to show and do today.
Okay.
Come on, Jane. Come on.
Just in case you didn't know that Trinidad and Tobago is making inroads in gymnastics. You know?
Yeah. That was at the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, now you know.
And for somebody to be sticking at dismount as much as that young man did that's unusual. That dismount is the hardest part of sometimes the hardest part of the routine, and probably the part of the routine that you get the most points. When you stick, when you drop and you start and you stick, you understand? Instead of stumbling or moving, you know. And he did it continuously in those routines, you know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all good news. You ended it already, Sir Charles?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I know you used to play the trailer again. So let's go straight into. Huh?
You did.
The trailer was played?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah.
Let's get greedy folks in the chat now, Richard. We'll have lots of chat this morning. Robert Allen, a very blessed morning to everybody. Margaret Thomas, Kenny in Harlem, Apollonius, Pamela O'Connor, Robert Taylor, Manuela Peters, Marcia Rock, Odell Guy, Diane Payne, of course. Lots of people sending condolences. I wouldn't read all, right? But just know that we have recognized all your condolences this morning on the breakfast show. And of course, the folks who are reading will see them, right? Anthony Tinto, Ian Stewart, Hill Benj morning. Oh, let me say a special good morning to Hilary Benjamin, who had her friends of Hillary had a concert yesterday at St. Francois Girls College that I attended. Stephen Harper also joined me there some later on. But it was an excellent show. I thoroughly enjoyed.
I saw some of the excerpts that you were posting in the group.
Yeah. Where does handsome son come from? I've never heard of him, but he is great.
I didn't know that was it.
I don't know who he is, but actually I asked him if he knows you, Richard, and he said no, he never heard about you. I say, you could never hear about Richard Ragubasi.
And some sons, I don't know that.
Yeah, but
I saw you, I was like confused. I was like, who's this?
Yeah, he was great, man. I took his number though. I said we would love to have you on the show one Friday. You know what I mean? Because he says Uncle Errol is like his father. I said because we show live on Gael every morning. You understand? But apparently he said he's at work around these hours. But I said no, you could just go in a corner and join us. We are virtual. You don't have to come into the studio. You know what I mean? But we would love to have him. But he was great. So was the Ian the Entertainer. Is Ian the Entertainer? Yeah. Alan the Entertainer. Of course, Black Sage, the Minstrel Band with Joey Rivers, and Larry and Dolores. Oh God. Larry is a classic all by himself, you know. Larry is a classic all by himself. But I thoroughly enjoyed myself, Hillary. It was a very nice show. And I participated in a competition that, Lord, I must have looked absolutely foolish on camera. Of course, we were all blindfolded. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody recorded it. I would love to see how I look. Anyway, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Hillbenz, Wendell, I have to thank you guys for your support. Of course, you're most welcome, Hillary. Trinman, a very good morning. Empress Reyes, Lal, Bernadette, and Alicia Yates, Deborah, Noel Surrett. Marlon Motley says good morning.
Morning, Marlon.
Boy Bidesi from Debe. Ingrid, Wendell, I saw this in the chat. Yes, Ingrid. Carol passed. Norris Ferguson, Eunice Dublin, Beefy Smith. Carol says Carol and his wife worked together at the Airports Authority. Yes, we had a nice picture with her in our Airport Authority uniform too, you know. Empress Reyes, Lal, what you saying? Yes, that's what we said. Lenley says my condolences to the family. Wayne Ramsey, good morning. Gavin, Frank, Lincoln, Foxtrot, he's on the chat early. Empress Reyes, loading on YouTube, guys, not getting anything. All right, she said it's back. Mrs. R, good morning. Sankofa, blessings. Prabha Randial, morning. Stephanie Santana. Deborah Noel Surrett, not seen anything on, well, I think it's fixed. Slick Money Grip, good morning. Joyce Phillip, Diane Payne, David Wares, who died, you know now. Rest in peace, Carol. Julia Samantha, Carla Hercules, Alistair.
Good morning, Julia Samantha. Special good morning to Julia Samantha. And a special good morning to Mrs. R. But I told you Friday that I met Julia.
Yes. You did. Yeah. Mrs. R is, we will miss her. Sankofa say, gosh, eternal rest for her soul. Lester Cranwell, good morning, guys. Sleep in peace. Carol, Wendy and James. Wendy and Frank James, deepest condolences. Ron DeSantis Jr. also saying morning and condolences. Anthony Tinto, Victor Phillip. Far Rockaway, morning, Far Rockaway. Long time you haven't been in the chat. Rest in peace, Carol. Hill Bench, my condolences to Carol's family. Victor Phillip, hell no. What's so good about the name? What is that? Try and show what you mean, huh? David McCarthy, condolences to the family of Carol Guevara. Caribbean Girl, good morning, gentlemen. Rest in peace, Carol. I remember her from Power 102 Days. You will be missed. Good morning also, Rich. Carla Hercules, condolences to Carol's friends and family. Wayne Ramsey, deepest condolences. Diane Payne, of course, all of these are condolences. And this ID10T is on the chat again this morning. Nadia Stephen, good morning. I'm not even greeting you. You're something is wrong with you. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Anne Noel, Scorpion Pepper, Lincoln Foxtrot says if you're giving good news, give the whole good news. What do you mean? Oh, the name and so on. Okay. Yeah, Lincoln, yes. I agree with you. Carla, Cupid, blessings all, Scorpion.
Was that the beginning, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's Shane, and is his name, I think.
Yeah.
My sincere condolences to family. Sankofa safe we follow the cockroach. Okay. Victor Philip, Carl M. Jack, Wendell, hope to see you at CPL. Boy, I don't know if I want to go any kind of cricket, I'm just not in the mood lately. I even thought about going in the Oval yesterday, and then I just said, something, I'll just go Belmont. Carla Cupid, being a rookie, I'm unfamiliar with Carol, but Carol is a regular from a long time. Boy. Morning, Luan Mooking. Good morning, Scorpion Pepper. Okay, a lot of re-chatters here. Dwayne Sylvester, good morning. Gerald Hawaii, that's a brand new name. Special good morning to my friend Sir Charles and his family. So that's Sir Charles, you have a fan on the show here. Gerald Hawaii. Any relatives to Larry Hawaii?
Entertainer extraordinaire.
Okay. Maureen Dilchan Maharaj. Hi, Maureen, how are you? Cheryl Maharaj also saying good morning. Red Fire, Debbie Modeste, and Apollinus. All right, those are all the greetings on the chat.
All right, so who came in on the chat on the WhatsApp? Pauline was in very early this morning, so good morning to you, Pauline. Also to Kent in Laventel. Mr. Beeps in Pity Valley, good day. CJ, New York, I know, difficult time it is. You're in the Powder Puff ladies. Archbishop Ashton Clark out there in Canada, good day to you. Captain Ron in Orlando. Carlin and Kelly coming out of Coronach. Miss St. Augustine. Zena, good morning. I know it's a tough one. Tears all around. Peter Wilson out there in St. James. Frank Andrews in Aruka, good day to you. Rena Boodle Jennings, sending much love to you. Also to Debbie. Debbie Modest, good day to you. And and I think that is it. That all the people I have on the WhatsApp this morning. And Anita out there in Atlanta. No, she's not in Atlanta now, but Las Vegas. Okay, Anita. So yesterday they were like 100.
Anita, ay, chiquitita, oy. Yeah, Las Vegas, have you? That's a bucket list you guys should try, Las Vegas. Just go to Las Vegas on this trip. Trust me, it's out of this world. It is out of this world.
All right, anyhow, we're going for that break at 27 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. When we come back, we'll see what's trending in the news this morning. So stay with us on The Breakfast Show.
All aboard! Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on NETT Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew in red, white and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs, Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kure, Bats International in Arima, K-Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall and Eastgate Small, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween, on the sea.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
End Times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End Times is here. Stay tuned.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newera@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, we could get straight into the newspapers, but before doing so, let me just greet Chris Toussaint, Anderson Clark, Pearl and Stacey Ann Cordis, Soraya Edwards, Sherma Paul, Robert Harper, and Kerwin Duke. All right, all came in during that little break that we had there. So we go straight into today's Express Online. FATF law proclaimed. President Christine Kangaloo has proclaimed the law. That's the Financial Action Task Force law. Law firm Quantum Legal has called on the government for greater transparency. Don't know where that story came from. TNT stickmen to play for goal, and that's when they describe stickmen. It's not what you're thinking, people. It's hockey, right? They are playing for the gold medal. Young cricketer passes. I don't know who's this young cricketer. But there's a story of the local cricket community has been left in mourning following the passing of youth cricketer Isa Ali. Isa is a sixth form student at Presentation College, died recently. His funeral took place on the weekend. All right, so that's made trending news also. All right, of course, none of the news refers to all the craziness that happened over the weekend and all the crazy statements that came out from some of our politicians over the weekend. None of the headlines says it here, but we'll get into it too. All right, so that's the Express Online edition.
All right, so the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning, and the main headlines: political firestorm after PM skips Emancipation Village. The political fallout over Prime Minister Kamla Persaud-Bissess's decision to skip the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago's Emancipation Village on Saturday has intensified, with the opposition accusing her of disrespecting one of the country's most significant national observances. Pride Month closes with call for visibility and equality. The annual Pride Parade wound through the streets of St. Clair and Woodbrook yesterday, carrying a message of visibility, inclusion, and remembrance as Trinidad and Tobago's LGBTQIA+ community marked the close of Pride Month under the theme One Journey, Many Stories. PM hiding from public anger. U.S. honors TNT's Bourne Staff Sergeant killed in Jordan attack. Beckles raises concerns over delays in public assistance and state services. Scrap dealers welcome steel mill revival, warn against monopoly. In business news, what if Washington wanted one of our islands? So I think that's op-ed, I guess. TNT must be better prepared for disasters. Future-proof your business, embrace AI, earn Forex. Tanku, new Pennywise Plaza signals returning confidence. Used car dealers confident at mild hybrid resolution. And in sports, Sunshine Girls fall to Kiwis for second time to claim silver. Williams shines at MLS Next All-Star first half display. Marcano's Brace takes TNT to CSC hockey final. And Amazon Warriors retain title with sensational win over Unicorns. So that's some of our trending news in business, regular news, and in sports in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning. And that's it for 2 dailies, actually.
Okay. Did you know? And we will be back.
Every mosquito that has ever bitten you was female. Yes. Not one male has ever touched you. See, male mosquitoes never bite anything. They drink nectar from flowers. They are pollinators. So the male spends his entire life sipping sugar from plants, like a tiny, confused bee. And female drinks nectar too. Sugar is her food, but blood is for the eggs. To build eggs, she needs protein and iron. And there is nowhere on earth to get that from a flower. So she goes shopping. And yes, you are the store. That thing she puts in your arm is not a needle. It's 6 tools, 2 saws to cut, 2 rods to hold the wound open, 1 tube to inject, 1 tube to drink. She's not stabbing you. She's performing surgery. And she injects her saliva first, so your blood cannot clot while she drinks. That's the part your body reacts to. The bump, the itch, that's not the bite. That's your immune system panicking over mosquito spit. Then she drinks up to 3 times her own body weight. She's so overloaded, she starts urinating mid-meal just to stay light enough to fly. And with that one stolen meal, she builds around 200 eggs. So the mosquito that bit you last summer wasn't hunting you. She was a mother, collecting supplies. And you were the prenatal vitamin.
Isn't that very comforting?
No, you see the part about pissing on the hand after you bite, man.
There's so much you can say about that video, eh?
The mini surgery is one thing. The mini surgery is one thing. But I'm pissing on me too.
You don't know what drum
I'm
blood
calling it rain. You're pissing on me and calling it rain.
Yeah.
But there's so much to say from that one little video about that mosquito. Yeah. All we know now is that a lot of men are actually fathering mosquitoes. In a kind of way, in a warped kind of way, we men have been fathers of mosquitoes. You understand?
Well,
because it's from our blood.
Men and women, because they don't only bite men.
No, I zero in on the men. I zero in on the men. Women are a whole story by itself. The mere fact that it's only woman mosquito biting you, that's a whole next story. Because I always figured something was up with mosquitoes. I always figured no man is coming to bite me the way they was biting me. You understand? I always figured it had to be a female. Especially sometimes where they bite you. Right? So I kind of always suspected that. Don't frown up your face.
Where does bite you? Mosquitoes bite you all over. Wait. Which one mosquitoes bite you? Mosquitoes bite me all over.
Well, exactly, Sir Charles.
Oh, okay.
And I have the blood type that attracts mosquitoes.
Always walk around naked to get bite all over.
Well, Richard, I think that goes without saying.
That's what you want to Charles said. Always walk around
naked.
Not about
Sir Charles. I ask people Sir Charles.
So always walk outside naked and make sure the mosquito bite all over. Always this side level, put on some clothes because of the mosquito.
No,
listen, I would put on a long pants, a long sleeve thing.
And still
they would bite me right in that space of my skin that's showing, you know. Mosquito, I would put on socks, and between the socks and the pants, they would bite you right there, you know. I swear. I have that blood type that attracts mosquitoes. Everybody else would be okay around me, and the mosquitoes would come by me. They would even try to bite you through your pants. That had to be a female, my child. That trying to get you through your pants and all. Right? Now we know.
Yeah, but according to the presenter of that video, and she make mosquito biting you sound so sexy. Eh?
I'm telling you.
Sound like okay, I mean, don't think they're just biting you. The Aedes Egyptian and just biting you just like that. They're performing a surgery.
Yeah. It's about fertilizing the eggs.
That was kind of startling.
You zeroed on the pest.
That they actually looking like they're doing little surgery, pushing in one to pierce, two are sores.
Yes,
they say that like a sword to cut your skin, and then open it, and then push in, and then withdraw blood. No, that's too much. And then piss.
There's a lot of things sticking you.
Wait, and then piss on you, and so So now we know.
And the pissing is so they could lighten the load to fly away.
Yes.
What the hell? No, that is no mosquitoes. I have a citronella plant that has helped me now. Yes, and I get a lot less mosquitoes than I used to get. Anyway, enough information. So now, if you didn't know before, people, now you know. Right? So let's we could get into some of our topics today. Of course, we do have an interview, as I said, with Councillor Clint Batiste in the next hour to talk about Kwame Ture Ray and what have precipitated it and the history behind it a bit now. You know what I mean? Of course, we all know, most of us know the history of Kwame Ture himself, you know what I mean? Formerly Stokely Carmichael. The issue of that road, of course, has been a long-standing issue in the council for years. But we'll talk about that in the next hour. So, Charles, do you have any video to show? Because we have, folks, this African Emancipation Day, I don't know how to describe it in terms of what happened. Of course, we saw the passion of a lady on the promenade. When the minister was speaking. Well, just show them what they may have missed. Show them what they may have missed.
Take that one.
That is the commitment of Trinidad and Tobago. That is the commitment I give to you. And that is the commitment of the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom is ours. Freedom is ours. Freedom is ours.
We will remember that you promised food tomorrow while we are hungry today. We will remember that you promised food for tomorrow while we starve today. We
hold on to the commitments of.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I skipped, you know.
Well, when I was watching it,
I thought you had more stuff to show. It's just that you have to show.
It have more?
I don't know. No, I thought you had some more stuff besides that of the Emancipation Day celebrations on Saturday.
We have
more videos. That's the only video you have.
No, we have
I think there's another video.
Hold on.
There was also another one with Pearl and Two Springer. I don't know if you have that one.
Nah,
you don't have that one. All right. But of course,
I saw that with Pearl and Two Springer.
Yeah. You know, the African Emancipation Day, of course, was how I should put it. an opportunity, I guess, that people took also to voice their opinions and voice how they feel. And I thought, Minister Michelle Benjamin, you have to read the room. You have to watch and you have to get a pulse of what's going on. You don't necessarily have to stick to your script. And when you have such a passionate people in front of you who are obviously upset about all manner of things, and as I said earlier in the show, I reminded people, Richard, that over 500,000 people didn't vote for either party. And they may be upset for one reason or the other right now, for all manner of things. You can't just simply classify all of them PNM or opposed to the government. They didn't vote. You understand? They didn't vote for either party. So that's the part Minister Benjamin has to understand too, especially when you bring in greetings on behalf of a government. There are certain things you steer away from. And when she said that she as a practicing Baptist, spiritual Baptist, and that the spiritual Baptist, I'm paraphrasing here, is the only group that could bring people together or express themselves. I said, what is she saying? Is she saying that Catholics can't do it? Africans in the Catholic religion, or Africans in Anglican, or Africans in Muslims, or can't do it? I didn't understand that part of the speech. Read your speech properly and you correct it. You can't possibly believe that is so. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand that part. I mean, and of course, the lady who just, I guess, spontaneously went up there and did her thing. Allow them to have their say and thing. But when you start to criticize everybody, and then the Prime Minister went into read. The Prime Minister is now obsessed with that derogatory term that she was referred to. She is now obsessed with it. She has used it more than other people have used it. She certainly used it more than Star Sabga used it. And now she is saying, she is classifying Star Sabga and Genevieve, all of them in one basket now. That maybe they should be invited to speak and give us spoken.
And that's what I'm saying. Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have achieved a remarkable result in a general election in 2025. From people, all the naysayers who opposed her, all the people who left the party, who crossed over to the PNM, many people felt that she was unwinnable. And she proved them wrong in terms of whatever percentage voted for the election. A substantial percentage did not vote for either party, which you are right, Wendell. But for those who voted, and those who voted are those that count in terms of a result, she did something pretty exceptional in a kind of way, because many people didn't give her, felt she was the wrong leader for the UNC, and she proved them wrong. Not only did she win, the UNC won by a considerable margin that goes in her column as leader, that she achieved that. So let's not take that away from her. But understanding, and coming back to what you're talking about, Michelle Benjamin, coming back to the Prime Minister, and I don't know how much advice the Prime Minister takes from anybody. I don't know her personally. But her language and her what she says, lift the language conversation. And on one hand, because a lot of the time, remember we talked about this last week when I said that the responsibility of leadership is to unify the country, not divide it more, and not say inflammatory things, regardless of whatever else is going on in the country. It's about uniting the country in a particular way. And obviously under this administration, they have been kind of going the opposite direction. They have been very big bad UNC, if I want to put one up a better way. And so for constant going for aggression and saying things that are not state-like doesn't enhance the conversation. And it just diminishes it. And Dr. Rowley used to get criticized for that he was not very stately a lot of times, and when he says what he had to say, he came across, brusque, raw, and not very statesmanlike. And that was one of his criticisms as a leader, and we would have called him out at times on the show in terms of how he phrased certain things. And the Prime Minister seems to be along the same track, that she says things that are unnecessary in terms of bringing and calming the temperature and bringing the country together more. So she says it in one hand, because after we talked about it last week, she did bring it up in the emancipation event she went to. She talked about unity and stuff in terms of the country. And then you go back and you're saying things like, you know, Stal Sabga and Genevieve, let them go and talk. And, you know, it's silly primary school kind of stuff, you know, that you expect that you will lift the conversation more as a leader of the country and speak to the country on a particular level. Don't get involved in that kind of rah. You know, it's unnecessary. And it diminishes the office. As it diminishes the office when you bring it to that level of language, which Dr. Rowley also did at certain points when he spoke. And we said, no, that's inappropriate. So lift the language. You are the leader. Leaders lead and lift. And you're not leading the UNC, you're leading Trinidad and Tobago. You're not speaking to the UNC people, you're speaking to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, and so there's a responsibility to exercise more prudence in the words you use in terms of any situation. And that seems to be, I don't know, it seems to be a current thing that, let's just say whatever I feel to say, kind of mood on this planet these days that is unacceptable.
I don't know if our leaders are aware that leaders all over this world are booed, you know. Leaders all over this world run afoul of population.
President Trump.
Exactly. It happens. You know what I mean? It's how you react to it would make the difference sometimes. You know what I mean? And just reacting, and you keep referring to yourself now as in this derogatory way. You understand? You remember how upset I used to get with Dr. Job for that? Remember? Because when somebody called him a particular name and he kept saying it on the radio, I said, Dr. Job, why are you referring to yourself like that? You don't have to continue referring to yourself in this derogatory manner. And she keeps doing it. So it's obvious she's hurt by it. No problem. But when you keep putting that out there into the public, what you think going to happen, especially in the political climate that exists in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah. And I mean, Minister Benjamin, I mean, she is, I see Minister Benjamin as a bit of a novice, obviously. So I don't think she is mature enough as a politician to be able to handle seamlessly a crowd reaction. She's probably going to be more taken aback or ignore. You know, because she doesn't know how, she just doesn't have the experience yet to handle it. And I don't think it's against her personally. I think it's against the government. When people show her things, it's because some dissatisfaction from some members of the crowd about governance and where it's going, which politicians have to be able to, you know, navigate. However you navigate it, you know. So I saw it more as, you know, I don't think it was against her personally, but she represented, you know, the government in a particular way in her capacity, and some members of the crowd obviously felt the need to articulate their discontent. But you're looking at democracy, so you're going to have people who are going to be dissenting, and you have to be able to navigate it.
And which is also unfortunate why the Prime Minister would have said, they're attacking Michelle Benjamin, your African sister. Is the Prime Minister forgetting when Avinash Singh went up for the PNM what she said? Do I need to remind her that they've taken one of your sons? You know, this language, I don't know, leaders just not learning it. And they hope people forget. I think some of them hoping people forget. Trinidad tiring me though. Wearing me down. I'm sorry to say it, it's wearing me down. Anyway, our poll is up, people.
I want to believe, Wendell, and just on that, before we go to the poll, I just want to believe that a lot of it is in terms of the politics, and a lot of it is gestating in the politics. But in everyday life, I think a lot of Trinidadians and Tobagonians, even UNC supporters, I think reject that kind of silliness back and forth.
Mm-hmm. I would hope so, Richard.
Some don't say anything. I think a lot of people don't say anything, and some people hide behind the anonymity. Like there are many people who watch this program and will not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
They will not be in the stream, and they will just watch. They will have their opinions, but they will only articulate it among a very treasured few friends or family members. But a lot of people keep quiet about it, but they're satisfied on both sides of the political fence in terms of the conversations, in terms of where the country is going and whether the country is moving forward or not, in terms of not only economically and the quality of their lives, but also about how the politics has become so toxic, and which is indicative by the amount of people who did not vote last year.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that a little more later on. But our poll this morning is: do you support the renaming of Oxford Street to Kwame Ture Street in Port of Spain? If you're voting yes, you're voting 1. If you're voting no, you're voting 2. All right. Do you support the renaming of Oxford Street? We will have Councillor Clint Batiste as our guest after we come back. All right.
Okay, stay with us here on the Breakfast Show this morning, people.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on NETT Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is defending her decision not to attend Saturday's African Emancipation Day event at the Lij Yasu Omawale Emancipation Village, saying she never committed to the function and instead spent the public holiday with her family. Responding to criticism, Persad-Bissessar said she had already attended 2 emancipation events on Thursday and accused her political opponents of unfairly politicizing her absence. At the event, organizers announced the Prime Minister was unable to attend, prompting mixed reactions from sections of the crowd. Emancipation Support Committee Director Dr. Asha Kamban urged patrons to remain respectful, reminding them the celebration is nonpartisan. Government ministers also defended the Prime Minister, pointing to her participation in several emancipation activities leading up to the holiday. The Northwest Regional Health Authority is investigating claims that former Chief Executive Officer Anthony Blake signed a $91.5 million security contract before the procurement process was completed and without board approval. Blake denies the allegation, saying the document relates to a separate interim contract worth about $717,000 for security at 7 health centers. However, Acting CEO Judith Balaram says a whistleblower reported the multi-million-dollar agreement was signed before tenders were issued, making it unlawful. She also claims the contract has since disappeared and is now under internal investigation. In the first 3 months of 2026, Trinidad and Tobago lost nearly 6,000 jobs, according to the latest labor force survey released by the Central Statistical Office. Employment fell from 569,900 in the final quarter of 2025 to 564,000 between January and March, while the number of unemployed people rose from 25,700 to 31,900. The unemployment rate also increased from 4.3% to 5.4%. The figures come despite the government's earlier announcement that more than 15,000 jobs have been created since taking office. The period also saw several business closures, including bars, restaurants, manufacturing companies, and retail outlets, resulting in further job losses across the country. PNM political leader Penelope Beckles says the party will allow the courts to decide the legal battle over the preliminary unexplained wealth order linked to the financing of Balasier House. Speaking during African Emancipation Day celebrations, Beckles said the matter remains under seal and a virtual hearing is set for Tuesday, so she would not comment further. General Secretary Foster Cummings says the PNM will fight the case vigorously, insisting the party believes in transparency and accountability. He also said the proceedings will not threaten the future of the 70-year-old party. The court order was granted after a judge ruled there were reasonable grounds to investigate the source of funds used for the party's headquarters. The PNM continues to deny any wrongdoing. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar says Trinidad and Tobago's military played no role in the operation that led to the arrest and extradition of former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The Prime Minister was responding after senior U.S. Senator Jim Risch publicly thanked Trinidad and Tobago for what he described as an active role in supporting the operation. Prasad Bisesar said local military personnel were not involved in the January 3rd operation in Caracas, and said questions about Senator Risch's remarks should be directed to him. She also stressed that Trinidad and Tobago continues to maintain good diplomatic relations with Venezuela, while reaffirming the government's long-standing position that this country was not a participant in the U.S.-led military operation. As we go, Swedish authorities are warning about the growing threat of criminal gangs recruiting teenagers as paid hitmen across Europe. Investigators say the Foxtrot Network, a Swedish organized crime group with alleged links to Iran, has been using social media to lure vulnerable young people with promises of large sums of money to carry out murders and attacks. Police say many of the recruits are teenagers, and in most cases, they are arrested before ever receiving payment. Europol says the gang's violence for hire model has spread across several European countries, with more than 280 arrests made through a multinational law enforcement operation. Authorities say the group's leader remains in Iran, while investigations continue into its alleged involvement in murders and attacks targeting both criminal rivals and political enemies. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
Come on.
Jah. Look, it's high time that you summon up the power. This time, bust it in the air bell. Well, look, I have a story to tell. Well, it's a long, long time now we fighting for freedom. Victory bound to come. Assemble the people, we sight up the mission. Let we rock the rap so rhythm. Oh, oh, I ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for justice. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for culture. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for freedom. Ring the bell down there. I said to ring up the bell for the rap so rhythm. Ring the bell down there. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Hey. So listen well, I come to deliver this word. Let the voice of the dumb press be heard over the world. Let the people's story be told. Well, it's a long, long time now we come out for action. Glory days come down. I come with my bell just to second the motion. Rock the rap so rhythm. Whoa, I ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for justice. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for culture. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for freedom. Ring the bell down there. I said to ring up the bell for the rap so rhythm. Ring the bell down there. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Hey. Bring it in the House of Parliament. Bring it in the seat of government. And let it hear. Let it hear. Ring it in the House of Congress. Ring it in the Buckingham Palace. In the Kremlin and Washington. Ring it in the Vatican too, Lord. Oh, oh, I ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for justice. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for culture. Ring the bell down there. Ring the bell for freedom. Ring the bell down there. I said to ring up the bell for the rap so rhythm. Ring the bell down there. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Ring it all over. Hey.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Well, everybody, of course, welcome inside. Of course, this is the second hour of the breakfast show. Yeah, Wendell Stephen, Richard Ragubar singing, of course, yours truly, Sir Charles. We are here Monday to Friday. NETT Radio, New Era TT Radio. The heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. Yeah. Good morning to all our early risers, those of you that came in very early before the anthem, and of course all the other folks who came in along the way. Thank you so much for showing up on this Monday morning. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend in spite of everything. I do hope you guys had a good one. A couple of things just to let you know that let me say good morning to the folks on Gael Caribbean TV. Errol and the team, good morning to you all. Alright, so remember when we come off of the Gael feed and we come off of our social media platforms, you can join us on netradiott.com. That's netradiott.com. Of course, all our folks on our YouTube and Facebook platforms, your next engagement will be at 11 o'clock this morning with God Thomas. Yeah, every cent counts as we talk money on a Monday. so you can join us around that time. All right. Also, today is Monday, so look out for End Times. That's a little later on this evening at 7. Enough things for you to look forward to. And of course, then one thing that I need to let you people know, and I want you to do for me right now, for those of you that started voting on the poll, if you voted already, I want you to re-vote. All right, because somehow I did not trigger the poll in time to capture most of your votes. So, for those of you that voted before the 7 o'clock news, just as the 7 o'clock news came in, I want you to go back to the stream and re-vote again, right? Remember our poll this morning? Do you support the renaming of Oxford Street, Kwame Toure Street in Port of Spain? Right, so if you're voting yes, you're voting 1. If you're saying no, you're voting 2. All right? Remember, NETT Radio Trinidad is where you can find us on all of our social media platforms. So you can go to them, put your stamp, like, subscribe, and follow all of the pages, okay? Of course, all our streaming devices. So whether you're on TuneIn, Radio Garden, Online Radio Box, Simple Radio, and a couple others in between there, it is NETT Radio Trinidad. You give your smart devices that command, Alexa, play NETT Radio Trinidad, and you're good to go. People, don't forget we have our Cooler Cruise coming up next week, Saturday. Make sure you get your tickets because we want you on board, right? And even if you're not coming on board with us, still purchase a ticket or two and support the cruise. And by supporting the cruise, you're supporting us on what we do here on NETT Radio.
All aboard! Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your cruise. Join us on NETT Radio. NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August. Boarding at 7 p.m. from Hardcuts, Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs: Sir Charles, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Crep, Pats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, and Eastgate Small, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your coolers, bring your cruise, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween Cooler Cruise, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween on the sea.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
End Times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End Times is here. Stay tuned.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Okay, we are back. All right. And of course, good to have you back on the breakfast show, 21 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And of course, thank you very much for being with us this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to go through. I didn't get a chance to go through the chat at all during that break. But I'm assuming we got lots of votes. I think I heard you said for people to re-vote. So Charles?
Yeah, because I for some reason I did not trigger the poll to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it rectified and they did that. So yeah, it's trending well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So our poll is
up. Know how I every time I go through these little things and the checklists and stuff and still miss out little things. I say I don't know how Captain Running was fly plane, you know. I don't know. Because any little
it's
thing,
a sequence, you know, it's a
any
sequence.
little thing, you know, and probably that's why you have more than one person checking it out too, you know.
Yeah, you have a co-pilot.
Yeah, so if you didn't get certain things, at least they could check and make sure, and you know, right? But boy,
yeah. Anyway, a lot of chat. Now I'm trying to go through some of the chat. A lot of chat taking place on the thing, right? So our poll is up. Do you support the renaming of Oxford Street to Kwame Ture Street? Of course, Kwame Ture was formerly Stokely Carmichael. He was in the era of Dr. Eric Williams, of course, banned from coming back to Trinidad and Tobago. That ban was lifted, I think, when Basil Pandey became Prime Minister. But of course, this issue of the street, which is the area that he grew up in, was always an issue that was raised by the Port of Spain Corporation. I remember it being raised since Mayor Raymond Timke was there, because under Mayor Raymond Timke, quite a few things happened, including the changing of King George, the Fifth Park to Nelson Mandela Park, the renaming or the joining of Marley Street to Captain Leron, or is it Lieutenant Leron Wilson. That was added to Marley Street. All that happened under Mayor Timke's time. The other proposal that was under Mayor Timke time was the joining of Janelle Penny Commission to Queen Street. That didn't happen. Although that's where it started. It didn't happen until Martinez took over after Mayor Timke, of course, had to step down from office, if people remember. But he was one of those mayors in the city of Port of Spain who wasn't afraid to take tough decisions and got the support of the council at the time to take these tough decisions. This one, I'm happy that under Mayor Chinua Allen it has happened. And of course, that removal of the Columbus statue. Right? So Mayor Allen and your council continue to do what you all need to do to put history in its proper perspective. Right? So our poll is up. We will take a couple calls on it because we're going to be interviewing Clint Batiste in a short while. It was anyway, I'll wait till when we start the interview with Clint.
All right.
Anybody calling?
No, we can take your calls. People 281-1315, 299-5156. We have not already heard from you guys for the morning. So give us a call. Lines are open to you. And of course, the morning poll, you know, share your thoughts with us. 281-1315, 299-5156. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so far, I think I have someone coming in there. Let me take this call. I was just about to say something, but pause. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning, Lincoln.
I feel for the edification of the listeners, because I'm sure there would be a few listeners, you all should probably just give a brief summary of the contribution of Stokely Carmichael, because I only learned of it. I don't know if you all just follow this black girl on social media, probably from the US, who highlights things and people, and a lot of them has been from the Caribbean and Trinidad and Tobago. I only learned of Stokely Carmichael from watching the internet and watching her video on him. Now, I always heard this fella who have the Stokely Carmichael, the school. What is his name again? You have a program on the show.
David Mohammed.
Mm-hmm.
David Mohammed always talk about the school and stuff like that, Comitore school and whatnot and whatnot. But the actual history of him, I learned it from social media, from a US person, which is sad. We didn't learn these things in our schools, well, at least when I went to school. And I don't believe it's taught in the school even now. So for the edification of those who may not know, or may be too embarrassed to say they don't know, maybe you could just give a brief summary of the history of the Comitore. That's a suggestion.
Yeah, there's actually a video, that I was to share in the group chat, but I didn't get a chance to do it. But of course, he was considered an American activist too, not just a Trinidadian activist. He was also considered an American activist who, of course, played a major role in the civil rights movement in the United States, and of course, with the Pan-African movement. He was born 29 June 1941 in Port of Spain. He died on the 15th of November 1998 at the age of 57 years. His spouse was that well-known black person, Miriam Makeba. Remember that name? That was his wife, and of course he had 2 children. He went to the Howard University and the Bronx High School of Science, the University of Toronto, Mississauga, also too. All right, but yeah, he was, of course. We know that episode, of course, because Dr. Eric Williamson thought he was mobilizing in a way that would have been inimical to him at the time, I guess. You know what I mean? So he had banned him from Trinidad and Tobago. That ban, of course, was lifted under the Basil Pandey regime. You know what I mean? Because I guess, well, let me look guess,
Yeah,
but that is what that is part of the history that happened. When we speak to Clint, I'm sure we'll go into it and how the thing. I don't want to take away anything from Clint's contribution. You know what I mean? Because Clint is a young man whom I have a lot of respect for and a lot of admiration for in terms of his contribution in the council since he came in. He was the youngest councillor who came into Port of Spain. 23 years old. He was literally a baby. He was skinny like a whip. You can see him now.
Yes,
but he has done well. He's in his 3rd term in council. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty proud of him. So I'll give him the chance to expound a bit on it when we speak with him in a short while. All right?
Cool. Nicola, good morning.
From the Center of Norfolk, Virginia. Good morning, folks. Ringing the bell. Still ringing the bell.
Yeah, ring it.
How do you think I voted? How do you think I voted, Wendell?
I don't know. No, I didn't go through the votes, honestly.
Okay, I voted 1, but I said too little, too late.
No, it's never too late.
Convenient.
It's never too late.
They took us away. They took us away from the motherland. Our strippers of whatever identity we try to keep, but some we were successful to hide and maintain up to today. But one thing they never took out, one thing they could not take away from us that compared to the other races. You know what they couldn't take away from us? I mean, the other races had their situations, but you know what they couldn't take away from us? Our tribalism, right? And yes, you did acknowledge that what Dr. Williams do and so on, right? But why now? Why now? That's where the convenience comes in. You see? And when the
why not now? Let me answer the question. And why not now?
Why not now?
Why not now?
Yeah.
Well, it looking too convenient. Why couldn't it be done while you had the reins of power all 3 years? And I not going on the road.
Hey, this have nothing to do with this have nothing to do with PNM, UNC, or what craziness you're talking? This is the Port of Spain Corporation decision.
Who signs off on this?
This is strictly the Port of Spain Corporation.
Spain City Council, right? So, and lastly, the majority of people who did not vote, conveniently, you have to admit now, come on, right? A lot of people who would never vote for the UNC, right, and not typically would have voted for the PNM, didn't vote. And that term will still continue. That is a critical number that everybody should be looking at right now, right? What it is. And unfortunately, the current gang and the preceding gang that is involved in the PNM right now, right, has brought the PNM to where they are right now. Everything that Manning and whoever else before him had built upon, right, they mashed that up big time. But anyway, ain't going down the rabbit hole there. But I'm glad he got hit.
So you mean after you go down the rabbit hole, you want to not go down the rabbit hole?
After you done the hand in the hole, you want to shake it off.
It's all related.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Later. Bye.
Yeah. You want to go down the rabbit hole, but
yeah, I read some comment. You see me, I have low tolerance. I have lower tolerance these days. But I have a low tolerance for ignorance, you know. I have a low tolerance for ignorance of what is happening, you know. I have low tolerance for this continued divisiveness and this continued racist thing and this continued politics. I have low tolerance for it, you know. This has nothing to do with the government of the day, people. Get that through your thick skulls this morning. This has nothing to do with who is in government, okay? I don't want to say anymore. I'll leave that for quick.
All right. Well, we can close off the poll, you know.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, of course, our poll, do you support the renaming of Oxford Street to Kwame Ture Street in Port of Spain? For those of you who voted yes, 100% of you voted yes today. 100% said yes. All right? Lincoln, that's exactly what he's trying to suggest. And I saw it on social media and I just switched off. You understand? Cheese on ages. But sometimes, huh?
But when it comes to things, because even if it was not done before, history tries to right certain wrongs. Last week I was playing did you know that something happened through the days of slavery? It was 100 and something years ago or something like that, and they're now righting that wrong, you know. You know, the person who it would have happened to definitely done gone, and the persons who would have perpetrated the act have already gone also. But over time, you know, people fight for certain things. Families keep things to clear their families' names over years, and sometimes administrations too come in and look at certain situations and say, no, this was definitely a wrong that we need to fix, and they fix it. So anytime we can get it fixed, fix it, man.
Fix it. It was a decision of council for a while now, and it wasn't done. And if I go into that, Ole will get more upset. If I go into why it wasn't done, Ole will get more upset, and I will just continue to be upset. So I'm not even going down there.
You give the man the right link, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave it.
I see. Caller, good morning. We're taking your calls for 281-131-529-9516. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Tallman here.
Hey, Tallman.
I had a wonderful African Emancipation Day. It was wonderful, Wendell. I didn't see a face, Wendell. It was so good. With all this controversy that's going on, I think the UNC should stop what they are doing, because I remember an emancipation celebration we had. It had an effigy of one of their Hindu gods or what have you. I don't know if you remember that, Wendell. By the Treasury building, and people get rid of it. I think Dr. Early was there. He was in power. He was in that march, and people kick up against it and they removed it. Now we see the thing the other day with Cassidy Dolly spoke on, I think with the TC or some of them had something over the emancipation holidays, and they had an Indian celebration with Indian thing within it.
Dancing and drumming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be African emancipation. And we also, so they keep doing this thing over and over, the High Commission, and they keep doing, and they're not understanding that when the Diwali occurs, Africans give the respect to people who celebrate in Diwali, right? The whole country celebrates, but the Africans don't insert what they believe or they practice within Diwali. And all asking back is for reciprocation, right? So it is wrong for they to be, and they keep doing this thing over and over year after year. They have to learn to respect other people's views and other people's beliefs, right? Because they want the same to you, right? So I don't know, but I don't usually comment on callers, but your caller before. I don't really comment on callers. Don't like to say so. Right? So Wendell, I think for this to be a successful country, people have to respect other people's views, other people's belief system, and all will be fine. Right? Michelle Benjamin, I don't know where you all are going, but the rebuke was very well thought out, was very well paced. I like what the woman do, because all they not understanding as African people in UNC, all they hurting people, all the laws, you telling me, we have an African community in UNC who is ministers, and they say no silently while your people is being oppressed in this country, and all ain't say nothing. Watson say nothing. Benjamin is say nothing. She talk about Seven Kojo, nothing, and the list goes on and on. So who all is standing up for? All is seeing all this suffering, and I am on the ground. All is seeing all this suffering going on. I feel it's joke. When the people begging more than ever, your people are approaching me on a daily basis. I'm not lying. You just pack up in tongue. Pack up in bus in your car. And see if you get approached for somebody to fund somebody some lunch or some kind of thing. It's happening. And not only in tongue, in groceries, the things people can't pay for the other come out and help. You understand? All over. And you tell this drawing a salary as a minister. I'm not saying all they're not supposed to get on a salary. But all they see was at least speak out against us, talk to all the army leader, the prime minister, somebody, because people are hurting. I can tell you. You see that older woman today? You see what she said? It got repercussion in it with you. It got repercussion. I go on.
Yeah. Take care.
No problem. All right. Well, our guest is here, so I guess we can get into our Let's Talk segment.
Yep. Wait, Clint, go on.
He jump in and jump on.
You forget you had to go on video or what? Clint, you had to rejoin. I don't know if you gave your mic. He's a listener to the show, but he's never interviewed him. Maybe the interview. He has to give his mic and camera permissions. Right. To log on. So Clint, you can try back again. Here he is.
Hey, morning.
Morning. Clint, why are you not on camera?
I don't know. I'm trying to get it.
So all you have to do is put it on, you know.
Yeah, that's up to him. You see me?
No,
we're not seeing you yet.
But I see it myself.
You seen yourself? But maybe, there you go. Right, you got it now. You had to turn around.
Yeah.
All right. Morning, Clint. Of course, this is Councillor Clint Batiste from the Port of Spain Corporation representing the district of East Dry River.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes.
Is that where Kwame Ture Street is now? Is it in East Dry River? Or whose district is that?
Well, yes. It will span several districts because Oxford Street is quite long. But his home is actually in Belmont South.
Okay. That is Born. That was Stephen Harper's area.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyway, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I know that you've been a listener for years and now you're a guest. Because tell us a bit of what happened yesterday, the sequence of how the Port of Spain Corporation came about to be doing that renaming ceremony on African Emancipation Day.
Well, as the mayor would have alluded on Emancipation Day, this would have been a lengthy process. I would have came into council in 2016 and met this matter on the table per se. And it did take a bit of cajoling. But I must say, having spanned councils, I always had the support of my fellow council members. The Emancipation Support Committee, we worked with them behind the scenes to ensure that it was done in good taste. We had to reach out to Mr. Toure's family to get their blessings, which we did in fact receive. And then when this current mayor came in, he, should I say, empowered me to take on these tasks and to see them through, as is evidence with the Columbus Square issue. We did Kwame Ture, and there's a bit more that he doesn't wish to let out the bag as yet, but there's a bit more that we hope to achieve during this term to not only erase or try to leave behind the colonial relics, but also as an opportunity to share with the younger population stories or events that they may not be aware of, but ought to. So again, it was just, the process was long, but we consulted with all who we had to consult with. Former councillors would have approached their burgesses on Oxford Street. I myself would have had conversations with burgesses on Oxford Street. So it's been a while, and I'm so proud that it's finally in place.
Yeah. I think, Clint, well, you certainly have my support with it because I know about where it started from. And I hope that you all continue in terms of whatever decisions you'll need to make to address some of the issues that we have had in the city. And that people want to see our own people lifted up. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. I hope you all continue that. But what the issue of the idea of the councillor actually installing the sign, that's a first. And it was welcome. When I saw that, I said, hey, but that's Clint himself installing the sign. What prompted that?
Well, to be honest, we have a mayor that allows his fellow council members to take charge of initiatives that they would have championed. He understood, let's say, my passion for this particular this particular event, and we spoke about it. When he told me that I would have been the one unveiling it, I was a bit surprised. But he said, you would have been the one that brought the motion to council. You would have been the one that done the work behind the scenes. And it's only fitting that, and on this occasion, that you'll be given the opportunity to do so. And I mean, I want to take this opportunity now to not only thank His Worship the Mayor, but all my fellow council members for giving me that that sense of belonging to the group, but as well as it shows that they acknowledge my contributions and they acknowledge how I felt about this situation. So it was really a surreal moment for me. As you would probably know, Wendell, you know, I'm very passionate.
Well, I can say one thing, Wendell, I can say, well, he installed the sign very well and very quickly, so maybe he need to work on the ground a little more.
He had to go in the engineering department.
I practiced the night before, you know.
Traditionally, the sign would have been there, covered up, and then you unveil it. But this was, it gave a special touch that the sign was actually installed by the councillor. That made it the big difference.
So it was pre-wrapped. It was pre-wrapped in African cloth before it was unveiled. So we had myself together with Miss Perlin too, and Babalao. We would have unveiled it on the ground. They would have done the libations and so on, paying homage, and then that's when we did the install after.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm happy that you said that, because I was actually wondering if there was any officiating part of it that took place before, but telling us that I didn't see that part. And they need to send me that video.
Yeah, it's a bit lengthy, but I should be able to send it to Wendell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I mean, you said earlier on, you hinted to us earlier on that there are some other plans that the Port of Spain Corporation, the City Council, would love to take. Give us an idea. You don't have to tell us, identify exactly what it is, but I know there have been issues over some of the squares, Woodford Square, Lord Harris Square. There have been some issues with certain street names, Wrightson Road, all manner of things in the city.
What I could say is that the mayor is in the process of constituting a committee of council members and external members to address some of these issues that has been on the burner for years. So, for instance, we have just to let one out of the bag a bit, the Columbus Square issue. The committee would sit, they would assess the square, they would consult with various stakeholders, and we are proposing to rename that square and to give it a bit more of a Trinbagonian influence as opposed to a colonial reference. So that is one of the projects. And I said there are several more. It may not be as far as renaming a street, but it may be where the council supports the Emancipation Support Committee or other support groups in initiatives that say, be it in education, be it in geographical tagging. So there are different items on the table, and we hope to at least achieve a bit more before this council's terms comes to an end in the 2027.
And just for clarity, this is strictly under the purview of the Port of Spain City Council. This has nothing to do with any central government involvement?
No, it doesn't. Central government's involvement is probably as far as us liaising with the transport management team at the Ministry of Works just to have the street gazetted. But it's essentially the activity is a council activity. The council is enabled through the Municipal Corporations Act to rename streets and to oversee the municipality as they may deem fit.
So what in terms of Oxford Street, where does Oxford Street go? I didn't even realize Oxford Street going all the way up east. So
it's quite lengthy,
Yeah, where does it start and end?
So as I said earlier, it starts in Belmont South, in the Gonzales area. We we in my district commonly refer to it as the steps from Gonzales to Isha River. And Kwame Toure's home would be, it would be the second home. So there's a plaque still on the home there. And it's very well taken care of. Proud to say. The family still take care of the home. And that street, it is quite lengthy.
Right.
Yeah, it almost rivals Duke Street.
So it will involve changing all these signs along the way, right? Changing all these street signs along the way.
Yes, so work is on the way in terms of producing those signs. We just thought it was necessary, seeing that the Emancipation Procession usually traverses Oxford and Frederick Street. We thought it would be fitting to unveil that first sign on Freedom Morning.
Right. And in terms of any change, any bureaucratic changes that people, businesses or whatever, how is that to be managed?
Well, so the process starts with the street actually being gazetted in the National Gazette and or national paper, and then businesses and homes, because there's a lot of homes on Oxford Street as well. They'd have a period where they'll be able to go and do the change. I know the council through the engineering department is to engage with TT Post, because TT Post over the last few years would have undergone some changes in terms of how they identify the addresses, particularly in the East River area. So this activity will work concurrently with that TT Post activity as well.
Beautiful. I like what I'm hearing, and I certainly like what I'm seeing. And I want to encourage the mayor and the council to continue to do and to persevere and to take these decisions that will redound to the benefit of the citizens of Port of Spain and by extension Trinidad and Tobago. All right.
Yeah.
Any questions? Anything you have again for Clint, Sir Charles?
Actually, no, I don't have any more questions for Clint at this point. So.
All right, well, you could call him PAC Kofi too. That's his name. That's his Ghanaian name. Clint was part of two delegations that went to Ghana with us over the years. So he is very familiar with that African spirit, that African culture. He would have also seen that door of no return. You know what I mean? That had us so emotional. Yeah.
We even shared the unveiling with some of our friends there in Ghana. Right. I would have shared it with some of our colleagues in the Kumasi Metropolitan as well, and they're quite proud. So I'm going to reveal something. I'm also going to propose to council that we write to our colleagues at the Kumasi municipality to see if they too would adopt a Kwame Ture Street in Kumasi, noting his contributions to the country of Ghana pre and post independence.
Yeah, that's a noteworthy effort.
That's beautiful. That's excellent, Clint.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to close us off with, Clint?
No, I just want to say again, we want to say thanks for all the support we received. I know there are murmurs in society, but all I would say to that is there's no better time than now. And you cannot correct the past in the past. It has to be done in the present or the future.
Yeah.
So we take this opportunity again to thank everyone for the support. We continue to work for each and every Burgess stakeholder and user of the city of Port of Spain. And may God continue to bless our great city. From time to time, things will do it.
When you get a chance, when you get a chance to whisper to your minister, because I know you are not close, Just tell us. Sometimes she should just scrap the sheet she reading from and just deal with the issues that are ahead of her, right?
Oh Lord,
you don't want to answer that.
yeah. No. She is our sister. She is our sister. Eh?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Don't let them set her up like that.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Clint, is the carnival sound still downtown?
No, they've been removed. And we've already started planning Carnival 2027. There will be some changes to the downtown festivities because we've been over the last few years trying to attract more persons downtown. There are going to be some goodies for the citizens of Port of Spain to make the space a bit more attractive to encourage persons to come downtown for the season.
Tell them see if they could try and alter the route and don't pass on Charlotte Street.
Ooh, well, we'll have to talk to Mr. Kanai and Dave for that.
Don't pass. What do you mean? Don't go behind the bridges.
Don't go behind the bridge, but that lower part of Charlotte Street that they like to go up there,
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, but my businesses wouldn't like it if they don't come up Charlotte Street,
That is what I said.
Especially my renegades posse.
No, I ain't saying nothing about Charlotte Street, but when they leave the downtown.
Oh, the lower, like from downtown to Duke, it's a bit small.
You go back Broadway, go around the town, and go around the area there now.
All right. Well,
nice talking with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Keep listening and keep encouraging people to listen to the best show on radio.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
All right, Clint. Take care.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day, gentlemen.
Yes. You too. Take care. Of course, that was Clint Batiste, councillor in the Port of Spain City Council, telling us about the process taken for the renaming of Oxford Street to Kwame Ture Street. I think we could all be proud of it. As a matter of fact, 100% of you in the poll this morning supported it, and that's very heartening. I'm sure the Port of Spain Council is very happy this morning for that support. All right.
Yeah, and I like the idea that they're also going to reach out to the other areas in Ghana to ask them to, to be part of it and support something like that too. I think that will go a long way.
Yes, for sure. And
make sure that that the legacy is remembered in the right kind of way. But as I said, a lot of it, it's not taught in our schools as I concerned and stuff and things too. Just like so many other parts of our history, because even like the 1990 coup and all those different things, children growing up today have no idea all these things happen. And I don't know for the life of me what is taking us so long. I mean, minister upon minister on Ministry of Education, and I can't understand why some of our history is not being put in our social study books.
Yeah, and that was one of the main things said by the Dr. Rowley administration when he came in 2015. But it fell flat. That was one of the tasks assigned specifically to Minister Anthony Garcia. I remember that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that is it. And that alone is to tell you, because look how much time has passed since then. And nothing happened. Well, and nobody now is even talking about it and stuff. We have to correct certain things, and if we don't start at some point in time, we always will be playing catch up. Look how many children would have gone through the whole school system and cycle and don't know anything about that 1990 coup. No idea. Because it's not anywhere that you could just go and find it. To teach to them. Yeah, we have some work to do. We have some work to do. But you know what? We're going for the 8 o'clock news. I see your calls coming through there, so I wanted to hold it because I wouldn't be able to do you any justice with your call at this point in time. So let's do the news and come back, and then we'll open the lines to take your calls.
Yeah.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar is defending her decision not to attend Saturday's African Emancipation Day event at the Lij Yasu Omawale Emancipation Village, saying she never committed to the function and instead spent the public holiday with her family. Responding to criticism, Persad Bissessar said she had already attended 2 emancipation events on Thursday and accused her political opponents of unfairly politicizing her absence. At the event, organizers announced the Prime Minister was unable to attend, prompting mixed reactions from sections of the crowd. Emancipation Support Committee Director Dr. Asha Kamban urged patrons to remain respectful, reminding them the celebration is nonpartisan. Government ministers also defended the Prime Minister, pointing to her participation in several emancipation activities leading up to the holiday. The Northwest Regional Health Authority is investigating claims that former Chief Executive Officer Anthony Blake signed a $91.5 million security contract before the procurement process was completed and without board approval. Blake denies the allegation, saying the document relates to a separate interim contract worth about $717,000 for security at 7 health centers. However, Acting CEO Judith Balaram says a whistleblower reported the multi-million-dollar agreement was signed before tenders were issued, making it unlawful. She also claims the contract has since disappeared and is now under internal investigation. In the first 3 months of 2026, Trinidad and Tobago lost nearly 6,000 jobs, according to the latest labor force survey released by the Central Statistical Office. Employment fell from 569,900 in the final quarter of 2025 to 564,000 between January and March, while the number of unemployed people rose from 25,700 to 31,900. The unemployment rate also increased from 4.3 to 5.4%. The figures come despite the government's earlier announcement that more than 15,000 jobs have been created since taking office. The period also saw several business closures, including bars, restaurants, manufacturing companies, and retail outlets, resulting in further job losses across the country. PNM political leader Penelope Beckles says the party will allow the courts to decide the legal battle over the preliminary unexplained wealth order linked to the financing of Balasir House. Speaking during African Emancipation Day celebrations, Beckles said the matter remains under seal and a virtual hearing is set for Tuesday, so she would not comment further. General Secretary Foster Cummings says the PNM will fight the case vigorously, insisting the party believes in transparency and accountability. He also said the proceedings will not threaten the future of the 70-year-old party. The court order was granted after a judge ruled there were reasonable grounds to investigate the source of funds used for the party's headquarters. The PNM continues to deny any wrongdoing. Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar says Trinidad and Tobago's military played no role in the operation that led to the arrest and extradition of former Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. The Prime Minister was responding after senior U.S. Senator Jim Risch publicly thanked Trinidad and Tobago for what he described as an active role in supporting the operation. Persad Bissessar said local military personnel were not involved in the January 3rd operation in Caracas and said questions about Senator Risch's remarks should be directed to him. She also stressed that Trinidad and Tobago continues to maintain good diplomatic relations with Venezuela, while reaffirming the government's long-standing position that this country was not a participant in the U.S.-led military operation. As we go, Swedish authorities are warning about the growing threat of criminal gangs recruiting teenagers as paid hitmen across Europe. Investigators say the Foxtrot Network, a Swedish organized crime group with alleged links to Iran, has been using social media to lure vulnerable young people with promises of large sums of money to carry out murders and attacks. Police say many of the recruits are teenagers, and in most cases, they are arrested before ever receiving payment. Europol says the gang's violence-for-hire model has spread across several European countries, with more than 280 arrests made through a multinational law enforcement operation. Authorities say the group's leader remains in Iran, while investigations continue into its alleged involvement in murders and attacks targeting both criminal rivals and political enemies. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
All aboard! Calling all you NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler, gather your crews. Join us on NETT Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Hard Cuts Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs: Sir Child, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Doc International, RJ, and Fluffman.
Tell you you's a big dancer. Come show
Early
them who's a
bird
big
tickets
dancer.
are just $200, after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby in St. James, Rumba, St. James, Bobby's Bar in Crep, Fats International in Arima, K-Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, and Eastgate Small, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crews, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Halloween, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Halloween, on the scene.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
What do we all want for Trinidad and Tobago? Safer communities, greater opportunities, and a better future. Join Denise Deming every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio for Common Ground TNT. Each week, respected guests tackle the issues affecting our nation, from crime and education to healthcare, the economy, and good governance. Common Ground TNT, finding solutions through conversation. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on NETT Radio, NETT Radio.
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, everybody, and of course, so welcome back. We are glad to have you here on the Breakfast Show. It's now 9 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Wow, that break went kind of fast for you. Maybe it's because we want time to deal with it. All right, but we are happy to be here with you. Couple things just to let you know. And one of those, one of the main things I want to say to all the folks that came out and supported Hillary Benjamin, we thank you so much, and I'm happy that when I was able to attend. And people, those things need continuous support. So if at any point in time you find that you could assist Hillary and her team, find a way and see if you can assist. So because that it's not a one and done situation. It's a lot. So thank you very much for your support, for all those who went out and supported the venture. We are getting ready for the Color Week Cooler Cruise, which is coming up on the 15th, which is next week, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're there already. All right. So make sure you get your tickets. Get your tickets. If you haven't gotten your ticket as yet, I want you to get your ticket. Go and get it today. Go and check out Rumbox. Go and check out Crosby's in St. James. Also, Bobby's Bar in Kirap and Fats International in Arima. You can also go to K Squared Fashions. They are at Eastgate Mall, West Mall, and the C3 Center in San Fernando for all you folks who live in South Central, Deep South kind of way, right? So that's where you get your tickets. It's just $200. Come on board and have a good time. It's a cooler cruise, so you can pack your coolers with whatever you're drinking, whatever you feel that we're drinking, put it inside of there also. All right, no glass bottles. Make sure you put everything in plastic or cans. And we are boarding at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. we are sailing, and we are boarding at Hartscott in Shakara, Massachusetts, right down just before the soldiers and them turn your back. All right, so get your tickets, people, and remember, if you are not coming on the cruise, we still want you to support the cruise by buying a couple of tickets, buy a little 2, 3, 5, 7 tickets, and support the venture. By that way, you are supporting the station to keep us up and running, because as you realize, it's difficult to keep the platform running all by itself just so. So we need your support. And I know you enjoy listening to the guys every morning. You get so much information, as Wendell said, just keep you happy, So, come on, or buy a ticket or support the cruise. And I give it, and any one of our presenters, DJs, or you can use any one of our numbers. If you're not sure, I know a lot of you remember the 281 number, because everybody just call on that number most of the time, right? Just text to that number, and we will tell you how to purchase, support the venture, right? 2811315. Yeah, don't confuse yourself with nothing. Call that number, call it today, and we will make sure that everything is okay. But we want you on board. Get your tickets. Come and support the Breakfast Crew. Come and support NETT Radio. Come and just be there with us. We're looking forward to seeing you guys also. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Charles, Lincoln is asking an important question. And they actually sell drinks on board the boat too, and?
Yeah, they do.
So, like, if you want to buy a rude boy, because like Lincoln, I know if he feel the rude boy working for me, he feel he go work for him. So, like, he asks him about rude boy, and you might get a rude boy on board the boat.
But I would hope so.
You point in a cup or something, right? They pour the drinks in cups, right?
Yeah. I think they have a bar on board. You know what I mean? But don't worry, everybody on the boat is family. Somebody in the cooler, and must have it in the cooler also.
Yeah, but now rude boy don't come. Rude boy had to come. Rude boy just come in the bottle.
You can empty it out?
You can empty it out, but empty it out in what? To bring it? You have to empty it. You have to buy it on the boat. You don't want to empty out a rude boy and put it in something before you come. You know what I mean? Unless you empty out about 4 in a kind of one of them canteens and sip it. You know, but rude boy had to be drunk extremely cold, Says me, before.
Yeah,
but
I don't drink that. I just drink vodka. So
yeah. The rude boy, you go spoil if you pour it out. I go have to settle for Campari or Heineken in the tin with Richard or something.
Just for that particular event, then.
Yeah.
No Campari.
Yeah, but I could pour out Campari and mix it with orange juice. Last time that's what we drink with Gala, not so happy. I think that's what we drink, Campari and pineapple juice. Yeah.
Yeah, all that is going well. Well, Richard had no problem. Heineken coming in cans. So he good to go.
I drink Heineken Light now. I don't really drink normal Heineken again.
Heineken Light.
Yeah.
But you might as well drink blue water then.
Well, I drink blue water too, but I don't drink as much again. I just don't feel for alcohol.
Yeah,
but if I drink it, I drink light. Now and then I might have a regular Heineken. But most of the time it's just light. Or Hennessy.
Wow.
If I'm going strong liquor, it's Hennessy.
All right. Yeah, well, Hennessy, especially the Hennessy, the honey. Yeah. That one is not bad.
That is something I have not drank for a long time, Hennessy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. I drink anything early and truly. The only thing I really don't like is vodka. But mind you, Rude Boy is vodka. Rude Boy is made with vodka, but I wouldn't take a vodka drink just like that.
So what is
and
this?
I don't drink rum at all. I never drink punching. Sorry, I don't need them kind of other things inside of my head when so many other things in it. No?
All right. And yeah, we taking your calls. That's because I see some people are calling. They've been calling before the 8 o'clock news when we had the counselor on, which was really good. Talking with him. So 281-1315-299-5156. Lincoln, morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Lincoln, your song is kind of bassy, boy.
Okay, let me take off my headset.
Yeah.
You abroad, sir? Eh? Lincoln, you abroad, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Nice.
Right. Yes.
So I have a question. Well, Wendell.
You get cut off. Lincoln, sorry about that. It was no fault of mine. The call just dropped. Yeah. I wonder if it's Miss Sampson that boot you off. Miss Sampson.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Richard, Wendell, and yourself, Charlie.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Sampson.
We are in 2026. I can't believe we're still going on with this race and hate, who Oreo, who black, who has slave name. Like we're going backwards. Wow. I stood up in the grocery store the other day and two females were having a conversation. Who they hate and who they didn't hate, and I had us to step in. I said, excuse me, you all should be ashamed of yourself. I said, you all should strip yourself buck naked. I said, everything you all have on there was invented by a black person. I said, when you go home, the washing machine you're going to wash your clothes in was invented by somebody black. I said, she also supposed to respect us. Respect the African race. Else you right now you'll be walking the street buck naked. Everything you have on there was invented by a black person. I said, get with the program, stop the race and hate. Stop it.
Miss Sampson.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the only person UNC left to fight with now is themselves, amongst themselves, I don't understand what is going on, you know what I mean?
Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Grant, how are you
doing?
Mr. Grant, how the wifey going? How the wifey going?
Well, she ready. I know again she ready to go by the doctor, which I know.
Right.
Every week is doctor. I have ultrasound to go and do. Wednesday and thing more. So real pressure on me. But so if I give me grace and go, listen now, before I go. Yeah, we're going on. Remember calling and I tell her about Ella and Del. I will do a show for she. Right? You see yesterday in the papers, Julian John said when it's all you take with the Kamala and the Benjamin thing. Oh, all you see all your own when Ella and Del in the madhouse. That thing upset my whole day yesterday when I heard that boy. That one, and then she coming down at the end and calling about the family privacy. Well, you don't put it out on the radio. This thing, these people don't care. I say it loud and clear, Wendell. I don't play no tunes. I know a long time I hear these people teaching, as I always say, they have the teaching, they have the punja and all kind of thing. There is organized day. When Carpal, they want to first say, they don't put it up power in the country, something, but Dr. Williams will get it to the 6th seat. I followed them in Savannah. I was in Savannah when he made that speech. Right? It's total disrespect for me. I hear a man talking this morning and say about Rowdy didn't go in Dubai. Jack one of them say if Rowdy did come in that meeting, he wasn't coming. You see, we people only talk, but we don't talk the truth. Talk everything. That's why you read the papers.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Grant.
Yeah, Mullah said, put up a banner. When Rowdy was going there, but the raper man coming, and we black people tolerate it. It was sympathetic boy. God know why I didn't have no money and a real bigger brain in this country, you
know. Thanks, Mr. Folks, we could be passionate about issues there, but we can't afford to get angry. Because at the end of the day, we all have to live in this space. And outside of the politics, I don't know that we have as big an issue as some people make it out to be. I don't think we have an issue outside of the politics and the anonymity of social media. Because you see that thing called social media, it is as cruel as you could get.
Paula, good morning.
Hi, good morning to Charles, Richard Wendell.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
And then into this situation, emancipation thing that went by over the weekend there, I find that the government is getting what they deserve and what they put out to people before, they just getting it back. It's as simple as that. My real issue, Wendell and Richard and Sir Charles, I don't know if you all saw it or heard it. A U.S. Republican senator in the confirmation hearing for the ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago said Trinidad and Tobago played a very big part in the removal of Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela. Our Prime Minister now is saying she doesn't understand what he means by that or what he would say or what he intended to. What kind of is that?
I saw that. I laughed.
In the country and address the situation and say, listen, Swanson's case, yes, we sided with them and things. As the old people say, what happens in the dark always comes to light. I don't know how you all feel about it, but it's annoying me.
Yeah, I chuckled when I saw it because I said, but at the level of America with the congressional hearing, I think the Foreign Affairs Committee hearing, they posed the question to the incoming ambassador that Trinidad and Tobago played a significant role in Maduro capture. They acknowledged that at that hearing, and I just chuckled. I said, wow. Okay, there we go. There we go. And we saying we ain't play no role in it. Well, now Venezuelans know for sure. If they didn't know before, they know for sure. Hello, yes. Lincoln, we get you back?
Yes, sorry about that, gentlemen. I was using a headset there that kind of, and I take it off at the end, but you know how that is go. Anywho, gentlemen, I listened to the interview this morning and I was further convinced of my disappointment to the PNM government. And then you could correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my opinion, this is my observation, and it may or may not be so, but you could correct me if I'm wrong. When I follow UNC and I follow the trajectory of this, my councillor from my area, what is her name? Vandana Mohit, right? I saw Vandana Mohit move from councillor to mayor to MP to the stages that of progression with somebody who you are pleased with. And this hearing from this man, it superimposes my disappointment in the opposite actions of the PNM. The PNM government, if you're doing good as a councillor, you will dead there as a councillor. Right? This young man I'm hearing about at 23 years, who was a councillor at 23 years, and have been serving for 10 years. He said 2016 he was first appointed. And you have to be good if you serve for 10 years. But at no point of this trajectory, this man moved to mayor, was nominated, gone up to be an MP, nothing at all in his progression. He would remain councillor for the next 40 years because he's young. Wait till he gets to 70, then we make him a minister or an MP. And that's the problem with the PNM government. You do not see people elevating, you do not see people getting recognition for their work. Unless you're inside.
But Lincoln,
I may be wrong. Go ahead, Richard.
But Lincoln, you didn't have to wait for the interview this morning. One of the co-hosts in this program is representative of that.
Well, I didn't even want to go there, but it just hurt.
Maybe you don't want to go there. It's more obvious than Clint Batiste.
It just hurt me this morning when I saw this man articulate himself so well, and who are clearly doing so well and getting no recognition from the PNM government. You understand? Unless he's a liar, like Mr. Marcel, and I'm not pulling anything down for Mr. Marcel, but unless you have accolade, you can't get in the government. Unlike the US government.
I have the answer for that too, but you ain't gonna like it.
To bring Roger Alexander, they could bring any, and I don't want to use any derogatory word, but anybody they could bring in as a minister in parliament. But because this young man maybe don't have some UC or QC or whatever it is to his name, I suspect, I may be wrong, I stand to be corrected, Wendell.
No, you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong, Lincoln. All Clint Batiste had to do is join the UNC for a while and then come back.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Well, you like Bacchanalia?
Disappointment in the PNM government.
Wendell, Richard just give you the formula there.
That's the formula.
Yeah. You know how long they're trying to get Wendell to come across?
Sometimes the shortest distance between 2 points is not always a straight line. If he joins UNC now and become an MP, and he had to cross the floor to become a PNM MP, that's how we had to get about it. Because PNM would never recognize him and give him the accolade that he deserves.
No problem. As I say, I have a response for that, but I won't give it. But let me send a special good morning to Camille Robinson-Regis, former minister, MP for Aruka Maloney. Is that what they call the area? Is that Aruka Maloney? No, it's not Aruka Maloney. Aruka Maloney? Yeah. She's listening. She said, Sir Charles, she said she heard us saying, talking about the coup and the fact that many of the young people don't know because there is no book. Then she said, I went on to say quite correctly that Mr. Garcia, as education minister, had been given the task. I remember that clearly, when Dr. Rowley said that was his task when he came in as education. But she said the book was in fact written, but one of the authors was not willing to release his intellectual property without being paid an unexpected fee that had not been agreed before. So there is a book. There is a book. You understand? But it was never released.
And look what is holding it up, and generations are going by not knowing.
Yeah, so hopefully that will be sorted.
But first of all, people always need to correct the terminology. Attempted coup. It wasn't a coup.
Yeah, all right. Attempted coup. All right. Well, we make that mistake from time to time.
All the time.
Not only you, all Trinidadians generally say coup.
No, but Richard, if you speak to some members of the Jamaat and so on, past and present, as far as they're concerned, it was a successful coup.
Yeah, and they are the arbiters, and they are the arbiters, and they are the arbiters of judging what they took part in. Since when?
Well, I mean, as far as they're concerned, it was a successful
yeah, and they could be concerned about it. They thought what they were doing was right too.
Yes, they did, Richard.
Yeah, and they thought that the people who lost their lives, the Jamaat al-Muslimin never apologized for that.
Well, a government that had a majority of 33 fell a year after, Richard. So as far as they're concerned, some of them concerned, I should say, it was successful.
No,
you understand?
It was not.
Yeah. Trin City Maloney, that's the correct district that Mrs. Robinson-Regis represents. Trin City Maloney, thanks for listening. Okay. Now I know she's a listener, she'll be our guest soon. Trust me.
Yeah.
She will be hearing from us.
We're looking forward to. Caller, good morning.
Hi, Sir Charles, good morning.
Morning, Deputy.
Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Davidi, one of the powder puff girls.
So, which when I got out, she also represents Davidi because I see she's been saying Trinity Maloney, and she never says Davidi because we're not in Maloney and we're not in Trinity.
No, remember the district. The district is called Trinity Maloney, but that don't mean it's not part of Davidi's not part of it.
Well, then people in our area they say like she don't take us on. People are telling us exactly what I'm saying. When she told the other day, they say like she forgetting.
You living in Bouge, Trinity Maloney, you know. You living in Bouge. Yes, all the past Maloney to give you, but you Bouge too bad, you know.
But now let me make a point. You know, yesterday's Express card, the CSO said that there were 6,000 job losses for the first quarter of this year. And I find out it's a little better, but it's a lot still, right? But, you know, before the Prime Minister talk about that, before she talk other shippers, you know what she say about this? It's because of the drug, you know, the intervention of the drug thing, and they stopped the shooting of the boats and thing. It's because all of those things have ceased. That is where the job losses came from. Do you think there's a joke? Is it because who this Prime Minister are not on the same planet as us, you know. We normal people, you know, we are on planet Earth. If she doesn't know that. But let me
tell you, the other day when she made an attempt at an apology and bringing back humanity, I think she that was hers. So I don't think the other things is her, no? Although she accepts it. But some of them other things she's saying, that is not the thinking of a right thinking person, no?
Well, when you think that one thing, it's like everything. Because I mean, when I say my prayers in the morning and I pick up my phone after, it's to see things that they keep saying, politics in my head. And I put on my phone for the whole of this week. I'm not going on that. I'm on the TV alone on YouTube. I don't want to see nothing on Facebook. But you know, when I pick up the phone and only seeing those racial remarks, it makes me remember Guyana some years ago. There was a race war in Richard, if you can remember that. I have friends who lived in Guyana and they live in the States now. And they told me about these things, and they say the sea word is open here. The sea word is said open in Guyana. And it was like, what is happening in our one Caribbean country where you have two major races? Why that problem should arise? Because some of these races are mixed. You have African and Indian mix. So when you're in the middle now, what you gonna say? What you supposed to be? You know, I just find that is so ridiculous. Anyway, you know, you always talk about good boy and all that just now. For a person who doesn't drink alcohol, I did a mixology course. Never wanted to do nothing like that because I don't drink alcohol. And you know something? I really enjoyed that class.
So you ain't taste nothing when you mixing?
Pardon?
You ain't taste nothing that you mix?
I didn't taste anything except the last class I had to do an examination and I had to taste the drink I made. I had to make up a drink though. I had to taste the drink I made.
Is there alcohol in it?
With beverage. No, it had to be because they said it is an alcoholic class. So
you drink alcohol then?
Well, no, I hear the joke, eh?
When they're trying to back down, you not go there.
I've only been bartender. I learned a lot. I learned a lot for like 5 months, nearly 5 months. You know, I learned a lot. And it's tasting with a straw, right? Testing with a straw. And I did that test as my taster, right? And do you know, when I went home in the night, I had one pounding headache. Next one, I couldn't get up. I was like, knocked out like a truck ran over me the next day.
Just from one little taste?
Out of it. From a little sip of that alcohol.
Wow.
You know.
You didn't drink enough, that's why.
I didn't drink enough.
Yeah, sure. If you drink a full ounce, you'll be feeling better.
Yeah. You never hear the saying, don't ever stand up on one foot. You never hear that?
Yeah. That's why.
I hear people say, yeah. But there's when something is not with alcohol, not But
yeah. If you take your full 1.5 ounces, it'll be good.
No, but it's 1.5 ounces is the measurement.
Yeah.
But you know why I enjoyed that course? I learned a lot about alcohol and wines and different kinds of spirits. I learned a lot. And do you know, since that I have done work for people already, doing cocktails without tasting.
You don't taste it once you know the measurements for it.
Yeah, once you have the measurement, you don't need to taste it. But I'm not gonna drink because I don't like all they talking about caribou boy, all I'm saying. I don't drink those things. But you know, simple things when people say you drink a vodka, so Charlie say you drink a vodka and orange juice. Normal cost, right? And I learned that if you put a cherry in a vodka and orange juice, you call that it costs more money first of all. And somebody and it has a different name, and not no longer vodka and orange juice. You know, so a lot of drinks have a lot of names.
Ms. Dabney, look, Debbie Mitchell asking an important question here. Do you use cough syrups at all? Do you drink cough syrups at all?
No, I don't. No.
No, well, she not gonna do
that. You get with it. You get with it.
Yeah. Alcohol-based things, none whatsoever.
Yeah. All right.
Have a wonderful day. And enjoy the day, the rest of the night. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. You know what people I know who say they don't drink alcohol, just drink shandy?
Yeah.
And shandy have alcohol in it. You know how many people I know that? I mean, if you don't drink alcohol, fine. I'm nothing wrong with that. Because there was a time I didn't drink at all. I could tell you that. I never smoked a day in my life either. You know what I mean? So it's whatever you feel to do, you do. I mean, I don't blame.
What you don't know doesn't hurt you, you know.
No, exactly. Exactly.
So if somebody within them might say, I don't drink no alcohol, but I'll drink a shandy. Once they know it have alcohol, they're good. Yeah. Captain Ron, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning, gentle people.
Morning, Captain Ron.
You guys have me laughing all morning. When you talked about when you all showed the piece of the mosquito and how the old lady put it so eloquently.
Yes, she make mosquito sound good.
Listen to me. And then you started talking about how the mosquito had to be a female. So you're trying to tell me when the mosquitoes bite the woman, they're bisexual then. Because they're female mosquito. Oh my God, I tell you too much.
We have lesbian mosquitoes, is that what you say, Captain Ron?
That's what you did, you give it.
Look what they're doing with the mosquito. All I know is I get bite.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something. When the question you asked when Virginia was talking about it's too late. Why not now? And it's never too late to do something correct. Correct something, especially from history. It's never too late. I was a small boy when Eric Williams had banned that guy. I remember that time very well. And I found it was so incorrect. But all you gotta do is put the guy under house arrest and let him come in and put him under house arrest. So that's the only thing I thought I could have done. But on a more serious note, based on the news y'all have there this morning when the U.S. people are saying that Trinidad, they acknowledge Trinidad have them in a big way with the Venezuelan invasion and kidnapping of the president. We had all know that from a long time. It just wasn't being acknowledged. And Trinidad and Tobago was used basically like how you have Venezuelans smuggling into Trinidad from Venezuela. That's how they did it. They sneaked into Venezuela via boat from Trinidad shores. That's not a secret. A lot of people knew this. And here what's going on right now. There's a site called Plane Watchers. There's a bunch of people all around the world, millions of people. They watch airplanes and stuff everywhere around the world on Flight Radar 24, and then they go to the airport. And this, do you remember a few weeks ago, I think it's 2 months ago, when there was a Ukrainian airplane landed in Trinidad, and there's something with the cops on that they had ammunition on it. Now, let me tell you something. This is what they're saying. They're saying, and it's alleged, that they come out, and this is, I think it's the third airplane I've seen from Ukraine pass through Trinidad. I had called Ian Allen one evening and told him I was watching a flight race. It's coming in such and such time. And I think he went up and take a look, but I didn't get in. And what it is, the airplanes, actually the Ukrainians are supplying ammunition from Ukraine via the US, then down to Trinidad, big fuel stuffs, and then into Mauritania supply ammunition to terrorists to fight the AES, Captain Tory and his fellas. That's what they're doing. And I think Trinidad, if they don't know about it, the government ought to stop them and seize the airplane and arrest those pilots. Because that's what Ukraine is doing. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it my business. I'm a member of Plane Watchers, and I'm going to watch it anytime I see it's coming again. I will, and since I have so much time in my hands, I will do it. And then I'll call the authorities, I'll call the media like you guys and other stations, I'll let them know what's going on. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great day. Good luck for the morning.
Yeah. Thanks, Captain Ron. Don't forget, you have to find out about that tea for me, the Ethiopian tea.
Yeah, no, it's a tea from Uganda.
Oh, it's from Uganda. Okay.
Yeah, it's East Africa down there. One of those countries. One of the my friends who flies to Ethiopian Airlines, he is the one that goes out there and get it for me. So
all right, good.
Give him a call.
Good. All right. Nicely. I'll help. I'll give Charles and Richard a little supply of it too.
What is that?
A tea, a particular tea. He told me about. I can't tell. Yeah, on air. Lincoln might want it too. A few people here might
you might have to start to import that tea. Next thing on boxes, stop selling alcohol and selling tea. I feel Raja don't want to come buy some of that tea.
They say it's better than the green of the watermelon. It's better than that.
Yeah, I feel when you get that down by Rumbox, Rajan will come down by you to buy.
That's right, actually know about it.
Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Princess.
You know, one of the things I find unfortunate about when we commemorate certain occasions, whether it's Indian Arrival Day or Emancipation, as we just did, sometimes there's so much gaslighting. I had to point out to a regular caller to this station, not this program, but to this station, that if I call the station on the occasion of Indian Arrival Day or Emancipation, I think I have a responsibility to wish them well, allow them the opportunity to commemorate the occasion from whichever perspective they want to do, as long as it is not offensive. But to call in and make a bacchanal backward and forward about East Indians and Africans and movement better and in jail and all sorts of things, I think that is so classless sometimes. You know, because I feel that is an opportunity to show some kind of solidarity with whoever it is, whether it's the first people or what have you. And to me, that is just decency. But when we start to go into all the what I consider nonsense, like you hear someone calling a private radio station and condemning him for not playing Indian music on Indian Arrival Day when the station has a clear format. Now that same caller might call the station and say, you're not playing any Indian music. And I wonder if he would call a East Indian formatted station and tell them don't play Indian music on Emancipation. You know, which to me is kind of taking it a bit far. We could operate as normal citizens, but if we want to acknowledge some commemoration, I think we could do that in a decent way without all the politics and the backward and forward and the gaslighting, you know.
But the only thing with that, Mr. Princeton, is that we really don't have any African formatted radio station, do we? I don't think we do.
I didn't hear you. So that
I said we don't have any specific African oriented radio station. We have East Indian oriented radio stations, but we don't have African oriented radio stations, do we?
Yeah, I agree with that. But the person was referring to what they would call contemporary music, including calypso and reggae and that kind of thing there. You know, but I hear you with the fact that we don't have any African oriented station per se.
Yeah,
But that to me is a problem. We could acknowledge each other, we could be respectful, and we move on. And we don't have to try to pull down each other.
That's so true.
As to why we dressing up once a year, and it kind of boring at times.
Yeah,
I
think what is happening. Yeah, I think what is happening is that in people's attempt to show how diverse and racially mixed we are, they are going overboard in terms of specific times holidays. It was not necessary for that on African Emancipation Day. Just like it won't be necessary or welcomed on Diwali or Indian Arrival Day. You understand? There are certain things you allow the group to have their celebration. You understand? What you celebrate with them, but you allow them that space. In other words, don't get up in the morning and say, "Oh God, there's only Indian thing on the TV station today." No, that's their time. That is not a problem. So don't do it. If it's not done to the East Indians, don't do it to the Africans. We have a rare gem on planet Earth, a rare gem that other people outside of there admire, and we just messing it up. So our politicians just making a mess of that every day. So come on, man.
Caller, good morning.
But I think it's a few people, Amanda.
Morning, Richard.
Morning, Zena. Hold on, Richard.
I make my point. Let me send all my sincere condolences to the family of Carol, one of our powder puff girls. Yeah. It's very, very sad. And they have Lincoln in a bacchanal. But let me leave that alone for now.
No, we're not sure if it's Lincoln or no.
I just want to make put you. You know, one of the things I saw that I realized when you hear people say certain things, like the Prime Minister, she wasn't prepared to go to the emancipation business. For what reason? Why? I'm sure there's no obvious reason that she couldn't attend. But these people don't care. They do things and they don't care about the population. Now, I saw that after the Indian High Commission had that, whatever he was planning for the same Emancipation Day, and people made a big fuss about it, thank God, and Mr. Mitchell wrote to the Prime Minister of India. They shifted it. But the insult continued, because I saw where there was 2 book launches in central Trinidad on Saturday, the 1st of August at 5 p.m. I wouldn't call the names of the books, but it is so obvious that the Indian people were maybe supposed to stay in Central on that side and attend that big book launch of 2 books concerning Indian heritage. Why would you want to put... You had Indian Arrival Day. You have all of the Saturdays in the year. You have all of the Indian holidays that they have. And you want to put that book launch on the African Emancipation Day. When you should be encouraging all citizens to attend the Omawale village, and immerse themselves into the culture like how we will do with the Indian holiday and the cultures. Why would you all, and if you didn't even want to encourage your people, why would you continue to insult people of African descent by doing those things? I found it was obvious. And I find it is very, very disgusting and disappointing. People in this Trinidad have to stop doing this. It is too obvious what is going on. And we can't sit down and play. We don't observe this, and we must not talk about it. It is very, 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 very hurtful and disappointing. That's my contribution for this morning. I thank you all.
Okay.
You know what I didn't understand too? The issue of the Prime Minister saying that she never confirmed to the Emancipation Support Committee that she would have been attending. And so, in other words, some people are saying, well, then why did they put her on the program? But she didn't say she was not attending. So I'm saying it's better, especially for somebody in the office of the Prime Minister, it's better to err on the side of on the side of caution and put the person as attending, you know what I mean? And the expected address, and apologize if they don't, as opposed to not putting them and then they show up and you're embarrassed. That's how I saw that. So I didn't understand the thing. But the Prime Minister must know the sense of the country, the mood of the country now. So the boos gonna come. A lot of people said that is why Independence Day was cancelled last year, because they were afraid of the backlash from the people. You understand? As to how, well, could you imagine this year? So are we expecting at some point in time that Independence Day 2 could be shelved? Is that what... You can't be so thin-skinned as a politician. And as Richard rightly said earlier, and we have no hesitation in doing it. We called out Dr. Rowley when he said and did things inappropriately. We called him out. And a lot of people went away from Dr. Rowley, moved away from Dr. Rowley, and by extension the PNM, because of Dr. Rowley's style. So what we go back the same way again? We'll continue doing the same thing over and over and over again? No, man. Something has to give in this place.
All right, hold right there, Wendell. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. So, a couple of points I'd like to mention. First of all, this is my opinion. You know, I wasn't particularly offended by the High Commission or what Zina's saying about the book launching on Emancipation Day and stuff like that. Because in my opinion, I recognize the greater part of East Indian population do not attend these events anyway. So they won't be missed. They wasn't coming Emancipation Day. They wasn't coming. If I have been to several Independence Day parades, and you could count the amount of East Indian people that have in Emancipation Day and Port of Spain on your fingers, they do not attend these functions, right? And to correct you, Wendell, she wouldn't be afraid of the boos this year. She's not going to attend. Mark my words, she's not going to attend the Independence Day parade if they have one. For that
Why?
sake, right?
Why?
Huh?
Why though? Independence Day
be the first time in Trinidad and Tobago history that the Prime Minister doesn't attend the Independence Day. Some can of peace is going to fall on her foot again, and she's not going to be able to stand. Don't say I ain't tell you, Wendell. Don't say I ain't tell you.
Nah, right? I don't. I think she will attend.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I wasn't offended because these people doesn't attend these functions anyway. They could have happily walked through in the Indian High Commission because they don't support.
You know, you're broad brushing, Lincoln, you're broad brushing half of the country.
People see wearing African garb in Emancipation, as opposed to how much African people you see wearing Indian garb.
Lincoln,
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, comment on that.
You can tell narrative that is erroneous. There are many Indian Trinidadians that go to Emancipation wear, and there will be those that go to the Emancipation Village too. So you're broad brushing, and this is the kind of divisiveness that goes on in the country and on social media. The silliness. That's why Douglas need to take over.
Yeah. But who Douglas we have in the politics right now? Don't call that man name for me on the radio this morning. Eh?
Oh, but you just say that you don't want to.
Don't call his name.
Yeah, ask a question.
Otherwise, I will not participate in this program ever again. Don't call his name. But which Douglas we have in the politics these days? Who worthy of elevating the office? Which Douglas? Which one? Name one. I'm watching you all listening, you know?
We're forming our own party.
Oh Lord, what did I say?
Right now, everybody should be going out there looking to continue to Douglarize this place.
Yeah.
Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up.
Well, I think, the census before, we don't know when is the last census because that happened here. But the census before the last census, when the last census, meaning the last recorded census, I think the mixed population was the largest growing population. It wasn't the majority, but it was growing significantly more than the others. Yeah.
But that is a part, in spite of all the other things, when you talk about Argentina and all the other things, that is one part of the equation also why you don't find much black people in Argentina, because of that dollarization situation over time, Yeah. So if we go that direction, Wendell, soon enough, you may not have a significant portion of the population visible anymore.
Maybe that's the 500,000 people that ain't voting either. Maybe it's the Douglas that not voting.
But I don't know if we have so much.
Who says so? There are plenty,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have plenty.
I think the last recorded census was like 26% of the population.
26.
Yeah. That's mixed.
Okay. So eventually in probably in the next 50, 60 years, we might start to see a change in the look of Trinidad and Tobago across
Well,
the
so long.
It's not unique to Trinidad too, in a sense that you have a lot of more mixing taking place across the planet. So, they're there are some countries that are still very, of course we are very mixed. And there's some countries that have more mixed populations than others. And some are more, homogeneous than others. So, I don't know. But the world needs more mixed people.
Yeah.
Away from all of this silliness.
Anyhow, there is a
If
place
you're
where you
listening
can
right
come
now and you want to mix it up, give us a holler.
If you want to mix it up, you can come on the boat next week, Saturday, the 15th, right? And you can start the mix and mingling right there on the Color Week.
Oh, yes.
Make sure you get all the tickets. Get all your tickets. Get it today, get it tomorrow, but make sure you get it this week, right? All right. And of course, make sure you go and check out Rumbucks, check out Crosby's in St. James, Bobby's Bar in Kirab, and Fats International in Arima. Also, K Squared Fashions. They are at Eastgate Mall, West Mall, and also at C3 Center. Remember, you can call anybody that associated with NETT Radio. We'll get a ticket to you, and you could call us any one of our numbers. If you can't remember any of them, anyone you remember, just send a message, and trust me, we're bringing you a ticket for you, right? And, yeah. And if you're not partying and you're not able to jump around on the boat like you used to, that sort of thing, no problem. Still support the cruise. Right?
And there's a place on them boat to sit down and relax on it, and there's a place to sit down.
Yeah, there's one or two places.
Yeah, it's a little seats and thing.
Yeah, that one or two places you could go. It has some the upstairs deck downstairs. Yeah. So
yeah,
you can just come and enjoy the cruise.
Yeah, just come and chill, man.
Right. And if not, as I said, buy a ticket. It's 110. Buy a ticket and come out and support the cruise. Come and support NETT Radio. Come and support the Breakfast Show and all the other shows that we have on the platform. So we're looking out for you guys. Okay, Richard.
All right. Let me go first. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
All right, so have a fantastic day. It is Monday. I know Monday blues sometimes hit some of y'all. But have a fantastic day. Vacation is still on, so commuting is still easier than usual. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. And of course, today's show, we honored Carol, and you're seeing her up on the screen now if you're watching us. If you're listening, I'm telling you that she's up on our screen now, Carol Guevara, who passed. And so we honor her on this show today. A regular listener to this program and a regular supporter to this program.
True friend.
Of course,
a member of the Powder Puff Girls.
Member of the Powder Puff Girls. And of course, you can continue to listen to netradiott.com on the net, netradiott.com for the excellent programming. You can also listen on your smart devices at NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn, NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. That's what you tell your smart device, and you're good to go. We know you have a choice in what you listen and what you watch, and we're glad that you chose us. Have a fantastic day, people, and you've been listening and watching
The Breakfast Show.
You think that?
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned